Yeah. Yeah, guys, what we discussed in the previous class?
We discussed about virtualization and types of virtualization.
Yes, very. So now you got it right, guys. So who is developed the application? Who is deployed that application? Where it will be deployed? So what are the environments we have? Right, guys. You understood, right?
Yes,
So what are the environments we have?
production
So
and non-production.
yes, real time environments. So this is most important, guys. That's the reason I'm telling again and again. Okay. Because of when you joined as a 3 plus or 4 plus, right? You need to know this one. That's why I'm telling again and again. It's real time environments. So your application will be deployed in. So so nowadays your application will be deployed in where did in the cloud environment. So before it is in the which environment? Data center environment or on premise. Guys, good. You remember this one? On premise. On premise environment. So where it is, guys? Data center or on premise. We call it as a on premise. A data center or a on premise environment. So now how many environments we have? So we have a non-production or a non-prod or a production environment. Right. So in the non-production environment, so how many environments will be there? Non-prod, non-prod in the sense non-production. So production in the prod in the sense production. So guys, non-prod is nothing but a non-production. So prod is nothing but a production. Okay. So in the non-production, how many environments we have? So
Two.
non-production, how many, guys?
Two.
Two,
Sorry.
two.
Two.
Hmm.
Dev and QA testing.
Development
And then
environment.
testing.
So who will use this development environment, guys?
Developers.
Yes, very good. So developers initially develop their code and test it in the development environment. Okay. Who will give this access? Who have this access? Who have the access to the development environment? Developers and the DevOps engineers and the cloud administrators. Okay, guys, understood?
Yeah.
Yeah. The developers having access to the development environment. Development, or we call it as a staging. Okay, staging developers. So it varies from company to company. It varies from company to company. Some companies are using naming call it as a development environment or a dev environment. Some companies are using a dev environment. Okay, guys, remember staging environment and UVAT. What we call it as a UVAT? What is UVAT? UVAT is nothing but user acceptance testing. What is that? User
User acceptance testing.
user acceptance testing. UAT staging and integration. What we call it as integration. So integration environment is nothing but a QA testing team will test it. Testing team will use this. This one also testing, right? UAT means user acceptance testing. So this is also a testing environment. So development, staging, UAT, integration, and pre-prod. What is that, guys? Pre-prod is nothing but a before production, before before production. For example, this we call it as a beta environment. So what is that? Beta. Beta is nothing but it's a client facing. So client can verify this before moving to the production. Okay. So beta pre-prod is nothing but a beta, and so pre-prod development and QA environment also. Testing team will use this. What is that? QA environment, pre-prod environment, integration environment, UAT, staging, development. These all are non-production environments. Guys, speak out what this is.
Development environment.
Who will use this? Developers. UAT, user acceptance testing. So this is testing team. Integration testing team. Pre-prod. So testing team. This is the uh, before production.
Before
Means
production.
so whatever we deployed in the production, right? Once we test it, so it is looks good, then it will be moving to the production environment. QA environment. QA is nothing but a testing. Testing team will use this environment. Guys, now you understood? But it varies from company to company. What is that? It varies from company to company. In my environment, so what we are using? We are using the staging. Staging is the development environment, and integration is our QA environment, and beta is our pre-prod, and production. So we have a prod. So prod will be in our case, our application will be in the U prod, US prod environment, CA prod. Okay. So my company application will be deployed under the U prod, US prod, and CA prod. Means our application will be deployed. Our application will be using in the US U also, Europe region also, US region also, and Canada region also. That's the reason we are deploying our application in these three regions. First, we will test it in the stage. The developer will use it in the staging environment. Then the certification team, we call it as a certification team or testing team, will test it in the integration, and then we will deploy to the beta. So once the beta is success, then we will move it to the all these three environments. What are those? EU, US, and CA. You guys understood?
Yes.
Guys, some companies are using development environment and UAT environment, then US prod environment. Some companies are using staging, pre-prod, or US prod. Varies from company to company, guys. Varies from company to company. What is the environment? Environment is nothing but our infra setup. Our application will be deployed under the, so my case, so staging and integration, beta, and US prod, EU prod, and CA. Okay, so this is our non-prod, and this is our prod environment. This is our prod environment. So what it will have, our application is deployed in the production environment, non-production environment. So this is developer environment. Okay, what this is, guys? This is the development environment. Dell Power Edge or 71G. Very important. That's the reason I'm taking time. Okay. Yeah. So what is this, guys? This is a which environment this is? Dev or staging? Staging ENV. Okay. This is integration ENV. So environment is nothing but our infrastructure, everything. So this is
Data.
data ENV. This is UPRO. This is
US Pro
USPRO. This is
CA.
EFR. Okay. What this is? This is. So how many environments we have? Here, how many environments we have?
3 for non-production and 3 for production.
Very good. Very nice. So how many servers we need? How many servers we need? Guys, how many
We
servers we
need
need?
6.
We need 6 servers, right? So what those are? Six of. So for in non-production we have six. What this is? So this is non-prod environment. Non-prod environment we have 6 servers, and prod environment also we have 6 servers. So 6 plus 6, how many servers, guys?
What is 12?
12.
12 servers we need. So we need a 12 servers, right? So in the staging environment, so why we need 2 servers? So why we need 2 servers? Guys, in the company, for example, if you want to develop a one application, so what are the teams we need? What are the teams we need? For example, so this is the software we are trying to develop. So what this software? This software is, for example, WhatsApp. Okay, WhatsApp or a Facebook, or we call it as a Facebook. Okay, so this is the application of a Facebook. We are trying to develop this application. We are trying to develop this application, right? So how many teams we need to involve? Guys, how many teams we need to involve? What you know. For example, if you want to develop a Facebook, so first we need to develop the application. So for that purpose, what we need, guys? Who need for developing the code?
Development team.
Developers.
Very good. Who is developers? We need to develop the code. Okay, developers. Yeah. So what developers will do? So developers may be a front end and a back end. What is that? Front end developer
Back.
and a back end developer. So back end developer. So what is front end developer and what is back end developer? For example, so what is front end developer? Facebook.com. What is that, guys?
Front end.
Facebook. What this is? Is the front end, right? So this is the application. So this application will be developed by the front end people. So this is a front end application. Okay. So if you are giving the username and password, okay. So or a sign up page, create a page. Yeah, for that sign up, right? For the sign up, so what it will be asking, it will be asking the first name, last name, this information, right? So this information, we need to store it in the application side or a database side. We need to store the data, right? But in the application for the development, right? Developed through the Facebook, PHP or Java or whatever. So this will not store under the Java language, or this will not store under the this application. It will, we need a storage to store this data. So how you can store this data? So something like we are creating a backend developer will create the business logic to send this data from this here to and the database. Okay, in the database. So for that purpose, backend developers will develop this code. Okay. So front end will be for the application and back end will be for storing the data from one location to another location, right? It will be same. So right. So if we are giving that data, so where it will be storing? It will be storing under the database, right? So what team we need? Database team. Okay. So what is this? Data
Database.
database team. So here also, so database team are two types. One is DB developer, DB developer and the DBA administrator. Okay. So DB, so whatever the data you are storing, right? This developer will create the tables, will create the tables, and who will maintain this data? The database administrators. The database administrator will be maintaining the data. Right. Here, now you understood. So what this server, why we need these two servers? One is for app server. So why we need app server? Why we need app server? So app server is for your application, front end application. This application will be deployed under the which server? This server. Your code will be deployed under this server. But so whatever the information they are storing, right? Photos, videos, and your information, that information will be stored under the which data, where guys, in the database. So what is this? So one is a app server, another one is DB server. So one is a app server, another one is a DB server. We needed two servers. So one is for storing the data and one is for application. One is for application and one is for storing data. Guys understood? So how many servers we need for environment? We need to deploy the application. How many servers we need?
Two servers.
So what are those?
App server and database server.
Database server.
Very good, very good. Now you understood. So this is the real time, guys. This is the real time. Be careful. Now you understood, right? Everywhere we need a app server and a DB server. App server and a DB server. So this is app server and DB server. So this is also app server and DB server. And this is also app server and DB server. Okay.
So, hi, excuse me.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
So, the deep server stand at the back.
Your voice is breaking, Diamond.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, I'm asking, is the app server stands for the front end developer and the DB server stand for back end developer
No.
for
No. No.
storing the.
No, no, no. All the back-end code and front-end code will be deployed under the app server. The database, right? Whatever the database you are uploading in the Facebook, you are uploading videos, images, everything, right? So that will be stored under the database server.
Oh,
So
okay.
while
Okay.
the sign up, so whatever the sign up you are creating, right? You are giving your information, username, password, everything will be stored under the database. So when we log into that, right, it will fetch from the database. If the information is correct, then only it will open the pages here, right? Your
Okay.
username, password is stored under this database. So when you open the application, you need to provide the login, username, password, right? So then it
Okay.
will validate. So how it will validate? That backend developer will develop the business logic for validation. So if it is a valid username, password, then it will open the application here. If it is not valid, then it will not open the your application or your profile. So app server is
Oh,
for a front end and back end. App server is for front end and backend. So that front
Okay.
end and backend will be used for the which server? App server. Now the DB
Mhm.
server will be used for the so the database. The
Okay.
database for storing the data we can use the database, and the application code will be stored under the application code will be a front end code and back end code, both will be there in the application server only.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah, then the data, those data will be moved to the database
Yes, yes,
after
yes,
after
yes,
the creation
yes.
of the application.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. So whatever you are providing the information in the sign up, right? So from the business logic, from the backend logic, it will store this information. Whatever you provided this information, it will store it under the database.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So whenever you want to log into your Facebook account, so you providing your username password, it will validate through the business logic and it will validate in the database. So if the database is password and login username and password is correct, then it will open your profile.
Thank you. So by the time you are creating or trying to sign in, it stands as the front end before it goes to the back end.
Yeah. So backend is
I
nothing
just
but
want to understand the back end and the front end. I think
yeah. So what is a front end? So front end is nothing but a this page is nothing but a front end. Okay,
okay.
this page will be created through the HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, so these languages. Okay, and so Java. What is that? Java is used for business logic. Logic means backend. Back. Why we use for Java, .NET, Python for backend to store the information. Okay, you created the page from the HTML, CSS. This is the page you developed through the front end languages. Okay, but so whatever the information you are providing here, right? This information need to store it under the database. So how we can send it? How we can send it from here to so front end to database. So here a backend team, backend Java or Python or PHP or .NET, they can use it. And through the business logic or through the programs, it will send the data from here to database. So that's the reason a Java, Python or .NET or PHP they are using for a business logic, a backend technology. Java is a backend technology to store the information from your application to database. Your
Oh,
application
okay.
to database. Understood?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Right.
So
So
is the process of either stealing or taking or validating the data from the front end
no,
that
no, no,
made
no,
it
not front end. Front end is only for the application. So back end will validate. Back end code,
yes,
the
back
Java code
okay.
or PHP or Python or .NET code will
Yeah.
validate the username password is correct or not.
Yes.
So front end
It
is
is
only for creating the application pages.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
I understand. Then it will
Mm.
validate and store it in the server.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. So,
Thank
and
you.
once we develop that code, and the developer will be tested in the development environment. So then we will move it to the which environment? Integration environment. So again, in the integration environment also the code will be deployed. The code will be deployed under the integration environment or integration environment also. Who will validate this code, guys? So
Uh,
developer just check the application, whatever the application he created, right? Who will validate end-to-end application? Who will validate? For example, this. So just the developer will develop this code only. Who will test this is
Tester.
who is
Tester. testing team will test the code
Yes,
then.
very good, very good. The testing team will test so we call it as a QA team, certification team, or a testing team. Right, guys? What we call it as, it will be vary from company to company. My company, we are using certification team. So before I used, before company, they are calling as a testing, or before company, they call it as a QA team. QA team. QA team will validate the application. QA team will validate the application. So once they will validate, right? If everything goes smooth or something like they found a bug, call it as a they found a bug, call it as a so they are providing the first name, but it will not treating the first name. This is the bug. Again, they create a bug. They create a bug and assign it to the developer. Again, will developer will work on it and resolve this issue. Once they resolve this issue, again it will be put on the integration. Development, then integration. Again, QA team will validate the application. If everything is looks good, then they'll move it to the beta environment or a pre-production environment. Beta environment or a pre-production environment. So in this beta and production environments, we'll have access to the either operation engineers or a DevOps teams. Who will access this, guys?
Operation team.
Yeah, DevOps or operations team. So if it is a legacy environment, there is operations team will deploy this code. Okay, if it is a new technology, Agile methodology or something like a DevOps methodology, so there DevOps people will deploy this code. What is this? Deployment. So this deployment will not have the access to the either development team or a QA team. So who will validate this, guys? The DevOps team will validate this. So after validating, again once deployed the code, right? Again QA team will validate it in the production environment, either EU prod, US prod, CA prod. For example, I deployed in the CA prod. I am a DevOps engineer. So again, QA team will validate the application in the CA environment, and after that, US also, and after that, EU also. For example, so in the staging environment, integration environment, beta environment, the testing team does not find any bug. But so once they deploy it in the US prod environment, right? So for that time, they found a bug. Bug call it as a minor, major, blocker. What are those, guys? What are the bugs? Bugs we call it as a minor,
Minor, major,
Major.
blocker.
major, and
Blocker.
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 Yeah. So blocker major is the so blocker major. So blocker major, if they found any blocker or major in the US production, US prod, CA prod environment, so we need to revert the changes. What is that? So if reverting the changes, we call it as what we call it as rollback. What is we call it as?
Rollback.
So what is rollback? So rollback is nothing but the previous version. The whatever the previous version is working. So the previous version, for example, we have a Facebook 1.0, FB 1.0, FB 2.0. So we are deploying a 2.0. 2.0 having a video upload. Video upload feature. We are deploying it in the FB 2.0. Okay. Before there is no feature of video upload. So in the FB 1.0. But so before it is here FB 1.0, FB 1.0, FB 1.0. So we deployed a FB 2.0 and we found a blocker. So that video is not uploading in the US production environment. So what we need to do? So immediately we need to roll back the changes from, guys tell me, roll back the changes from 2.0 to 1.0. 2.0 to 1.0 because of 1.0 is the stable version and there is no issue in the 1.0. Again, it will assign it to the development team. Development team will again work on it and they will deploy it in the develop staging environment, testing in the staging, then QA, then beta. If it is working, Then in the next release, it will go a video upload feature. It will go video upload feature. So for that purpose, they will provide the RCA. What is RCA, guys?
Root
Guys,
cause
these are the
analysis.
real-time scenarios. What is RCA?
Root cause analysis.
Very good. So root cause
Analysis.
analysis. So what is root cause analysis? So why it is not working in the US prod? So we need to provide the root cause analysis. So we need to provide the root cause analysis if you having any issues or blockers in the production environment. So what is that, guys? So rollback is the terminology. So we need to revert if something goes wrong, definitely we need to revert to the previous version is nothing but a rollback. So when if it is a major or a blocker, if it is a minor and it will be reproducible in all the environment, so it will be reproducible in the all the environment. So then there is no rollback. So again, will be it in the same environment, but we will create a bug for that, and the developer will assign it to the developer. Developer will work on that one. In the next release, it will be going to that minor. It will be going to the minor. So and the deployment window. What is that? Deployment window.
Window.
So what is the deployment window? Deployment or releases window. So when we will deploy, guys, when we will deploy the application, non-production, sorry, non-business hours. What is non-business hours, guys? So when you are not using the application, guys, when you are not using the application, so business hours, guys. So when you are not using,
Yeah, at night shift we don't use business application. Means
very good, very good. So
depends
from
on.
morning time, so your business hours is nothing but your morning time. After 10 p.m., most of the people will be sleeping. After 10 p.m., most of the people will be sleeping, right? So for example, if it will be after 10 p.m., most of the people will not use the application. Then we can do some maintenance. Maintenance is nothing but a what is that deployment window or a release window or a maintenance is nothing but a so we will deploy a new feature from 1.0 to 2.0 on the production environment in the non-business hours. In the non-business hours, that is nothing but a deployment or a releases or a maintenance or a maintenance. Yes, understood. Yeah. So our deployments are we are doing daily deployments. Is it daily deployments? So daily deployments means so we are working on Monday to Thursday. What is that, guys? So we are doing a daily deployments. So from Monday to Thursday. So from Monday we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Friday there is no deployments in our environment. So what is that, guys? Why deployments are doing daily or why deployments are doing a sprint based? So what is a sprint? What is a scrum? Guys, what is a sprint? Agile methodology. Once the Agile methodology comes into the picture, right? A sprint.
Sprint is great.
Yes. So sprint, Scrum came into the picture, right? So Varsha, you know, right? What is sprint? What is Scrum? Do you know? Do you know what is
Scrum.
sprint?
I have a lesson about Scrum Master.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Scrum Master. What Scrum Master is doing? Scrum Master is validating the sprints. What is a sprint? A sprint is nothing but epic. For example, epics. So we are working on the so we are working on the sprint. For example, So the developers are working on the 2.0. 2.0 is a epic. So 2.0 is a epic. This epic will be in the 15 days. A scrum or a sprint. Sprint will be every. So what is a sprint? A sprint is a time box iteration in agile methodology. So it will be a 2 weeks. So a sprint is nothing but a 2 weeks
2 weeks.
of work. How many weeks of work? 2 weeks of work. In these 2 weeks, what you will do? You will do the something like you are working on the FB 2.0. FB 2.0. So means every 15 days we will deploy the application. Okay. So a team works on the set of tasks planned during the sprint planning. A time box iteration in Agile call it as a sprint. A team works on the set of tasks planning or during the sprint planning. So what is the task? The developers will work on the sprint in the FB 2.0. What is the future video uploaded? At the end of the sprint, a potentially shippable product increment is delivered. This feature will be delivered. 2 week sprint to develop the login feature and test it. Okay. So in the 2 weeks a sprint. So what is a Scrum? A Scrum is a framework within the Agile methodology. So focused on delivering the value in small iterative cycles of sprints. So what is the roles of Scrum? So what are the Scrums? Product owner, Scrum master, development team. What some Scrum master will do? So facilitate the process, removes the blockers. If you are facing any blockers, so they can involve into the product team or something like in the development team or DBA team. They will remove the blockers. Product owner defines the what to build, what to build. Development team builds and delivers the product. Okay. So events in the Scrum. What is a Scrum? Scrum Master will do sprint planning, daily Scrum, stand up, sprint review, retrospective. Okay, what are the blockers we are facing it? Right. So what is a epic? Epic is a large body of work in the Agile. Epic is a large body of in the work in the Agile. For example, I will show you epics images. Sorry. Microsoft Jira Epics. You see here. So what is that, guys? So this is the sprint board. This is the sprint board. So these all are the epics. So these all are the epics. We call it as a here. You see, right? These all are the epics. So these all are the epics. You see. So these all are the epics in the Jira. So you see here. So these all are the epics. In this epics, how many people in this sprint? How many people are there? For example, Pujita, Srihita, so Vasha and Sheishu, Diamond. These all are in the our team, DevOps team. So DevOps having the sprints. So what are the sprints? So deployment, blockers, or something like infra building. So right, these all are the epics. These all are the epics. Guys, understood? What is epics? What are
Epics
the
means candidates, sir.
no.
The
Epic is nothing but a large body of work.
okay. Jira is one tool, ticketing tool,
Jira
right?
is a ticketing tool.
Huh.
So Jira is a ticketing tool. For example, so this 2.0 is they are working on how we can validate, how we can measure, how we can check, how we can track this 2.0 is working on, right? So they created a Jira. Jira is the ticketing tool. What is it? Jira change tickets or CM tickets. CM is nothing but a change management ticket. Yeah. So this is the one of the ticket. For example, CM ticket. In this TM ticket, loan application system upgrade. Okay. So they are creating the description, change region, what are the upgradation, what it will be, assign reporter, waiting. So this is the ticket. This is the ticket. So requesting add UPI feature in the payment portal. So this is one of the Jira ticket they are working on it. How they can track? They can track through this Jira tickets. Understood? So Jira is the ticketing tool. How we can measure, how we can assign. So this is the right Epic. Epic will be added in the Jira ticket. So what is that?
Yes.
For example, Epic is nothing but this is one Epic. What is Epic? Implement user authentication. For example, description is implement the user authentication. So what are the stories in the authentication? Create a login page, add signing with email, enable Google login, implement password. These all are the stories. So one story is nothing but a one ticket. Another story is nothing but another ticket. Something like so these are the story tickets. So they are working on the, for example, infra building. So in the infra building, so something like someone is working for the S3 bucket, someone is working for the EC2, someone is working for the some other tickets. So every ticket will be tracked in the Jira. Understood?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, very good. Thanks. So now you understood, right? How we are working on. So every day. So every day I'm logging to the my system. Then I will check on the emails if you are getting any emails and Slack notification and Teams notification. Then I will see the my dashboard. I will see my sprint dashboard and I will update whatever the work I have done, right. I will update. Once I click open, it will open the ticket. So I will write it my work items. So something like I have enabled the IAM, I have enabled the S3 bucket, I created the Route 53, something like I will write it on the my ticket, my story, and in the Scrum stand up, I will represent. So this is the what I done. So I am facing some challenges. I need a something. I need a someone's someone approval. So then I will ask it. Or something like I need a some resolution from the infra team. I need a some info from the PE team, platform engineering team, or dev team, or QA team. So what are the changes? What are the challenges I are facing, right? So in that Scrum call, I will inform to the my Scrum master. I will inform to the my Scrum master. Guys, understood?
Harry, so the those tickets from Epic and
Mm-hmm.
ticket from Epic and
Stories.
Story,
These all are the stories.
are they
These
those
all
ones
are
you are
the
receiving from the email?
no, no, no. You will get it in the Jira board.
Okay. So
Okay, this is
whatever
the
the
Jira is the ticketing tool. So you will get the
oh
tickets. You will get the sprint tickets in the your sprint.
okay.
Okay. So for example, this is related to Diamond. This is related to Pujita. This is related to Srihita. This is related to Vasha. This is related to
Mm,
Hari. This is related to Sheshu. Right.
okay. Okay.
So they will
So
represent. So my status is this. My status is this. I am facing some challenges. I need to work on. I need to work. I need a different team involvement to do this. I'm facing these challenges. So we are working through the sprint based planning. Okay.
okay.
So
So
these
the,
all
the
work items will be completed in the one sprint. For example, North Star. For example, our sprint, our team name called as a North Star. What is the name? Our team name called as a North Star. Star. I started a sprint North Star sprint one. So this will be 15 days. This will
Mhm.
be 15 days and some epics or some stories. Some stories will be completed within will be completed within 15 days or if you are facing any blockers, right? Then then you can move it to next sprint. You can move it to next sprint. Okay. Next sprint is 2. That sprint also 15 days. That sprint also 15 days. Then we can move it to the next sprint. Guys, understood? So this is the way our real time works, guys. This is the
Yeah.
way our real time will work. So after
Yeah.
all the course completion, right? I will do what I will do. I will create a two projects. So one is for mine and one is for real time. We'll show you. Then you will understand. So how it real time will works. Okay. And so after completion of Linux, right? So I will show you how to deploy a application through the waterfall model. How they are doing application, how they are deploying in the waterfall methodology, legacy methodology. There is no CI/CD. There is no continuous integration and continuous deployment. There only integration and deployment. So I will show you how we can manually deploy our application. Yep, guys. Any doubts?
Oh, Harry, no doubt yet, but maybe because I was not in the
Varsha is
class yet.
something. Varsha or
Yeah,
Shashi,
so you
Pujita.
said
Yeah,
that North Star is a team, so there is a some task given. Means we have to complete it during a 15 days, right?
yeah, yeah. If you are facing some blockers, so no need to complete it 15 days, right? If it is okay, if you are complete within the 15 days, okay. There is no blockers. It is a simple one. You are complete within, you will complete within the 15 days. But
Means
you
we
are facing some challenges and we need some cross team involvement also. So that time we cannot complete it, right? So then we can
right.
move it to the next sprint.
Okay, got it.
Got it, right?
Right.
Harry, please, I want to ask a question, please.
Yeah, yeah.
To be honest, I don't understand the sprint and the blocker, like what it does. Maybe because I was not in the class yesterday,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. What is that is nothing but our work, how you are doing your work. So we need to showcase our work, right? So what you are doing, what are your updates? So are you facing any challenges? So where are
okay,
we? It will complete. So it will complete it in how many days?
15
So SLA, you understand SLA, right? You know the SLA. What is
service
SLA?
level agreement. Yeah.
You understand service level agreement. So
Mm-hmm.
epic or story, the task. So this task will complete within 15 days. The SLA is, what is the SLA? Service level agreement for this ticket. So 15 days. So
Okay.
if you are not complete within the 15 days, right, it will breach the SLA. SLA breaching
Okay.
means you are not performing well. So sometimes it will okay, but so most of the times you need to complete it within the 15 days only.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So for example, so if you are if you are postponing to the next sprint, next sprint, next sprint, next sprint, right? So it will be a not good practice. So something like you are working on 10 sprints. Okay. We're working on 10 sprints with 10 stories. So for example, first story you will complete in within 15 days. The second story also you will complete that second task also you will complete it in within 15 days. So third one, fifth one. Fifth one you are facing some challenges or you are blocking some challenges. Okay. So then that time, so they are okay with, they are agree with that you have facing some issues or a challenges. So it will move it to the next sprint. But you are doing, you are moving every story or every story to the next one, next one. It will not a good practice.
Mm-hmm.
Understood, Varsha?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, right? Yeah. So this is the way real time works, guys. Guys, now you got the clarity. So who are working on where? For example, QA team will work on the integration environment, and the staging team will work on the staging environment, and beta also they are working on the beta QA UAT. They are working on the QA team and the DevOps team. Okay, so for this infra means infra building. So infra building and the deployments and everything will be taken care by the DevOps team. DevOps means our team. So the staging environment building, infra building, integration, beta, UAT, that CA, US prod, everything will be taken care by our DevOps only for building the infra. So nowadays we call it, so our DevOps team will be divided into several. It varies from company to company. Some companies are, my companies will call it as a run team, DevOps team, and PE team. So PE team is nothing but a platform engineering team. Platform engineering team also will be same as a DevOps. They will build the infra. They will build the infra. Who will maintain the infra? The infra maintained will be the run team. Run team. So on the deployments will be taken care by the DevOps team. Right? So it will be a varies from company to company, guys. It will be varies from company to company. Understood?
Yeah.
Yep, right? Pujita, Srihita.
Yes, understood,
I'm not
Harry.
getting the sounds from you guys.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. You can watch this recording multiple times, Pujita and Srihita. Okay. So then you will understand. Oh, in the real time, it works same like okay.
Yeah, understood that.
Understood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry, I still
Yeah,
want to.
slowly you will get it everything, guys. So before you
Okay.
don't know what is data center, before you don't know what is Dell coverage, before you don't know what is app server, what is the DBA server. Now you understand the before you don't know what is real time, right? Slowly you will get it, guys. I have a rhythm, guys. At the end of the class, you will get a good knowledge. Definitely, I will give you that commitment. So if you are working with a 5 plus 3 plus 4 plus also, you guys can man up manageable. So with this experience. So I will give you that commitment. I will give you that clarity, guys. Okay.
Okay, Harry.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Diamond, are you asking something?
Yeah. I'm trying to understand something about this non-production environment, which is
Yeah.
non-production is the life. Um, the non-production is I mean, the production is the life, and the
Yes. Production is the life.
non-production. Yeah.
So
So,
non-production is not a live environment. It will be uses in the company only. So for example, Diamond, I will tell you one example. So
mhm,
you are buying a car. So where you are buying in the car? You are buying the car through the showroom, right?
mhm,
So before the showroom, so if you want, what it will be do? So before the showroom, so first it will be develop, it will be build in the so that automobile industry, right? In the
mhm,
company. So the car will be built in the company. Okay. So after built, so we need to test it. For example, they are committed with the 20 kilometers per liter. So and brakes, everything will be working fine or not. Who will validate that? That quality analysis. So quality analysis team will validate
mhm,
the testing team will validate the
mhm,
if the car is working fine or not. If it is perfect, then we will move it to the showroom. Showroom is our
mhm.
production environment.
Okay.
Okay. So before that,
That's
it is
life.
a quality analysis team. That team is nothing but integration team, and the staging is nothing but a building. So how we can build that car. Understood? So the building and
Mhm.
testing will be done it in the company only, not in the showroom. Right?
Okay. The building will be done. That is the staging phases, right?
Yes. Building is nothing but a staging. So integration is nothing but a testing.
Okay, okay, testing. All is done within
Company.
the non-production environment.
Yes, non-production. So this is
So
non-production.
what about the beta environment?
Yeah. So beta is nothing but a pre-prod. Beta is nothing but a pre-prod. Because of our staging and integration, how many people are will work on? So for example, only three people, five people. We don't need this much amount of the resources, right? So for that, they are using only less amount of the resources. But we don't know, right? Here lakhs of people are accessing this website. So right, so this much resources we need. But so before that, the same instances will create in the beta environment, and first they will test it. So if it is success in the beta environment, then they will deploy it on the prod US prod environment.
Understood.
Understood, right?
So this EU prod, US prod, that is a
Live
that is
application production.
that is the production
Yeah,
environment.
my application will use in India. My application will use in Canada. My application will be used in the US production, US and Europe also. So that's the reason every country I created a separate environment, and I will deploy the application in that environment. I will
Okay,
build
so
the infra in the EU prod region only. So if I build
you
the
do
infra in the US prod region, so it will be lagging. There is a gap. There is a gap, network gap between US and EU. So that's the reason my application will be using in the India team. I will use the India region, and I will deploy my application in the India region only, because of most of the India people will use it, that website, right? Amazon.com, Amazon.in. Amazon.in is nothing but it will reach out to the India region only.
okay. So
Okay.
now, when you deploy those things here, you deploy because it has been stable, like tested. It has been tested and stable for the users within that zone that
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
deploying.
So the DevOps team will deploy, the first DevOps team will deploy the changes in the uProd environment, for example. So after that, the QA team, quality analysis or a testing team will test the application. If they are go
Yes,
ahead, they will deploy it
yes.
in the US prod. If they are go
O-
ahead, they will deploy it in the CA prod. So
Okay,
we
that's
cannot
good.
directly deploy all these in one step, because of everything will, if something goes wrong, everywhere it will affect. That is the reason. First we'll deploy it in the one environment, then they will deploy it in the other environment. So then, so that one also looks good. Then we will deploy it into the another
Well,
environment.
okay, okay, okay.
Understood? If we
So,
deploy it in
so
the simultaneously, so if
it
application
might
goes wrong,
it might
it will,
crash.
yeah, it will crash on everywhere. EU, US, CA, India.
Okay, thank you. I understood this now. So, how does the minor and the major and blocker come in place within those tested regions that have deployed those?
Yeah. So who will validate the application? The testing team will validate the application, right? So they will figure out the minor, major, blocker. Okay. What is a blocker major? For example, that sign up button or a sign in button. So username, password here, facebook.com. What this is the real time application, live application. This is the production application, right? Is that there is no internet? Huh?
This is a blocker is explaining.
If the application is not working, right, it may be an infra issue or application issue. This is also a
Oh,
blocker. We need to revert it
okay.
as soon as possible. Why, guys? I think my internet is not working.
So
Huh?
if there is a blocker, okay. So when you say if there is a blocker within those
Yeah,
regions,
blocker
that
means
means
we need to
something
resolve
is
as soon as possible, or we need to revert it.
okay, okay, okay. There is an
Okay.
issue and it needs to be resolved.
Yes, yes.
That
Minor will go
something
it
making it
because of. So we will resolve these minor issues on the next releases.
okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So we'll continue from tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Great.
you,
You got the
everyone.
videos right, guys. If you are facing any issues, please ping to that number, this number. The front desk team will guide you. 96
Okay. Thank you
18
so much.
721 797. So this is the number, guys. I pasted in the charter. So this is the number 9618721797. If you are facing any issues on the videos, you are unable to watch it or something like, you guys can reach out to this 9618721797. Likita will be there. Who is Likita? So he will taking care of the recordings. Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
understood, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Are you able to understand, right? Guys, initially, so it will be lagging because of you need to know, understand. I have a rhythm, guys. I have a rhythm. So once you got all these things, I will move fastly because of once you all right, how it will work. Then we'll start the Linux. Linux will complete in within 1 week. Okay, then we can deploy our application manually. Then we will stop it. Then we can start it to the AWS. So the difference between data center and on-premises, there is no much difference between the data center and on-premises because of if you know all these data center everything, right? So the same way AWS also uses. I will tell you that time. You will get a good clarity. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure,
Thank you.
help.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Bye.